Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this Advanced Steel webinar today. My name is Philippe Bonneau. I am Advanced Steel Marketing Product Manager at Greatech. I'm very happy to show you today what's new in the new Advanced Steel release, Advanced Steel 2014. First point is the compliancy. Advanced Steel 2014 is now compliant with AutoCAD 2014 and AutoCAD Architecture 2014. You have some print screens here of the Advanced Steel ribbons when you are using the software on the top of AutoCAD 2014. IS Modeling ribbon, IS Tools ribbon, and IS Documents ribbon. For people using Advanced Steel on its own platform, we added also different tools. Here we have View and Visual Styles Control and Quick Access button. It's now easy and quicker to change the viewpoints. You can choose the front view, the top view from here, and you have an easy access to the different Visual Styles tools which are now available here. Concerning the user interface, we have the tool palette, which appeared in the previous Advanced Steel release. And what's new here is that you can customize this tool palette. For that, you have a new settings button here to control the appearance of the tool palette. A long right click on the icons give access to the customization. And you have new possibility thanks to the top right red cross. You can remove one icon, or you can drag and drop an icon in the same category group, or you can place it in a different group. Just to give you an idea of the possibility of customization, you can see here this print screen on the right. So let me show you what's new here for the tool palette. So this is Advanced Steel 2014. I'm using the software on its own CAD platform. So you have the ribbons. You have here the quick access tool. You see you can choose directly for the viewpoints and the different visual style. Concerning the tool palette, you can display, by default the tool palette is displayed, but if you close it, you can reopen it with this icon here. So we have the tool palette here. We have different groups. Everything is well classified in the groups. You have also some dynamic pictures with tool tips. You have some new possibilities. I will explain you a little bit later during this webinar. What is nice here is that you have this settings button. You have access to different properties. I will start from the bottom. You can, for example, ask how many item columns you would like to get. So here on the right, you have the range. It can be from 1 to 4. And for the different settings, you have the range which is displayed here on the right. So as an example, if you want to have 4 item columns, just enter 4, press OK, and now the tool palette has been changed to display 4 columns. If I go back to this dialog, I can also change some other possibilities like the size of the item. If you want to have something bigger or smaller, it's very easy here to enter a value. As long as you enter a wrong value, you see the border is in red color. So you have to be in this range to get a good result. So you can change the size, you can change also the opacity. Let's go for this value. And if you press OK, you see the size of the icon has been changed. And concerning the opacity, you see if you move your tool palette over the ribbons or over your project, you have a specific opacity like you specified here. You can change also the color. You can change, for example, for the category, the color. Just press here. You have access to different colors. If you have preference for orange, just choose this color, press OK, and you see the color gets changed. So very easy to customize your tool palette here. Now let me show you with the right click here on the icon. You see a small red cross which appears. That means that you can take an icon and you can move it and place it exactly where you want to see. So it's very easy to customize the palette and to move the icon exactly where you want. To escape, you just press escape, or you can close and reopen the tool palette. Concerning the tool palette, you have this possibility for the icons to remove icons or drag and drop them, but this is the same for the group also. You can create a new group here, you can give it a name, you can assign it a specific picture, like you see here an example, and behind this icon, each icon you can call a specific command. What is nice is that you can use multiple commands behind one button. You have also different tools to create some separator or row ender by pressing the plus button, which is here. Once this is done, once you customize your tool palette, this is saving a specific file on your hard disk, an XML file, and you can give this file to another user so that he can get the same customized tool palette as you did on your side. Some enhancements concerning the clash check results. We have a dialog box which looks similar now to the tool palette. You have the list of all the collisions which have been found, and you can just double click on the line, it zooms directly to the collision, so it's really very user friendly. Some collision can be ignored, so there is a specific icon for that, but if you want to display again all the collision to reset temporarily in your collision, there is also the right icon for that. So let me show you how this is working. I'm going to open a file just to give you an example. This is just a part of a project, some beam, some connection. We can display that full screen. Of course, with Advanced Steel, you have all the tools to navigate in 3D. You can zoom in, zoom out. You can change also now with a quick access button the way you want to display your project. You can double click on an element and change the display type to see, for example, the features. So as you can see, we have some features here on the beam to get this type of specific possibility. Well preparation on plates. I will explain a little bit what we did with this new release for well preparations on elements. So now I would like to run the clash check. We find the icon here in the extended modeling ribbon, and we can run the clash check immediately. So Advanced Steel is showing now the result. You have this dialog box, and you have the different collisions which have been found in this model. And now it's very easy. You just have to double click on the line, and it's going to zoom directly where you have the collision. So here we have an interference area which is displayed in red between the two beams because we did not connect yet the beam to the other one. We can go to the next one, and once again you see it's going to make a zoom. Of course you can rotate to better see the result. It does not close the dialog. You can go to the next one, which is another bolt. We can go also here. It's going to show the entire stiffness because we have a collision here with the corner of the beam. So nice tool we have here now to display the results of the clash check command in Advanced Steel 2014. We have the same type of dialog box, a new design dialog box for the steel checking results also. You have also a list of all the issue that Advanced Steel found in your project, maybe some holes which are too close to the object edge, and you can double click on the line. It's going to zoom directly to the element. We have the same also for the search filter, same type of dialog which appears, and you can just double click on the line to get directly to the found element. Concerning the connection vault, it has been also redesigned to have a new design similar to the tool palette. You can keep it open. It does not close as long as you create a connection. It stays open. You have different icons here on the top right so that you can minimize the connection vault. We change a little bit also the join group classification so that it's more user-friendly. I will show you in a few seconds how we did that. And what is nice also is that you can customize the connection vault by placing your favorite joints in a favorite group. You have an example here with this print screen. Let me show you how this is working. I can close maybe this project. Let's go for the connection vault. So the dialog is here. Maybe I'm going to display, just 1 second. I'm going to close this file. No need anymore. Okay, and now I'm going to display everything again. So this is a connection vault. Now you can stretch the dialog. You see, you can stretch it like that. You can stretch it also with this corner, stretch it to the top, to the bottom. You can also just move your cursor over each possibility, and immediately you have the preview on the right and the description text which appears below the preview. If it's too short to see all the text, you can extend it like that. If you don't want to see the preview, you can just close it like that and you don't see any more the preview. You can minimize it at any time, so it's very easy to use. As you can see, we organize a little bit the connections between the different groups, everything concerning the plates. You can scroll down with the middle button of your mouse. You can also scroll down here with this small bar on the right. So new organization of the different connections in the connection vault. Now we have this new group, which is favorite group, where you can place your preferred joints. So you can just go here and pick any connection, and with this button here you can add it to your favorites. It's easy to pick any joint you would like to see. Let's go, for example, for this one. And now if you go to favorites, you see you have more possibilities because you have all your favorite joints which have been placed here and which are directly available. If you don't want to have them anymore, it's very easy. You just press this icon and you can remove them at any time from the favorite group. Concerning the tool palette, we created a new tool palette for building creation. Many of our users are using advanced steel for commercial buildings, industrial buildings, and there was a request to have all the main commands in a unique tool palette to speed up the modeling phase. So this is what we did with this palette, where we have 3 groups. We have one group for the framing, for the grids, the portal frame, and so on. We have another group for all the connections, and we have a third group for all purlins and core wall connections and components. Let me show you where to find this tool palette. Well, it's easy. Just display the main tool palette with this icon, and if you go here to tools, if you scroll down a little bit, you will find this icon, which is a building generator. So just press it, and now you see you have this palette which appears with 3 main groups, framing groups. This is exactly the same command as the one we have here in the different ribbons or in the palettes, but now it's very easy to create your buildings because we have all the main tools which have been placed here in this building generator new tool palette. Many announcements concerning the features. For people who don't know advanced yet, features means all the cuts, the openings, the shortenings, and so on. So in the previous advanced steel release, we had 2 groups for the features. We had features on plates and we had features on beams. Now we have a unique group, so it's much easier to use. And we did that because we also unified many features so that they work on beam and plates. So we classified these possibilities with colors. We have this icon in green color. They correspond to the features which can be applied on beams or on plates. So they are working, all of them are working fine on beams, on plates. We have some specific tools for beams, such as notch, and so on. So they are really dedicated to beams. And we have also some specific possibilities for plates like add or remove a corner. And we did that, and by the way, we extended some of the existing features to make them work for plates and beams, such as shortening at UCS. This is working fine for beams, like in the previous advanced release, but this is working fine also for plates. We have the same for the bevel cut, for the corners, for miter joint, cut at object, and so on. We also simplified some of the command. Instead of having 3 different icons, for example, for straight cuts, convex, or concave corner, we have now a unique command for that, and you just go here in the combo box and choose the type of your choice. Concerning the beam representation, we have new display types which are available. It's possible now to display the beam corners in your model. It was very asked by the user, and it's very useful also for what I'm going to explain just after. So you really see the corners of your eye section, channel, angle. Any beam can be displayed now with its exact corners. We can display also some rail preparation. I will explain a little bit in a few seconds. And we have also extended the standard presentation for the plate because we can now display also all the weld preparation that we are going to call bevel cuts. You can display them on plates. Concerning the weld preparation, we extended the tool so that it works fine for plates, as it was in the past, but also for beams. So it's very interesting because now you can apply some weld preparation on beams. It works on straight beams with or without a cut, and it works also on tubes, like round tubes, round section, rectangular section, and so on. So it's very useful for many of our users. It's calculated on the exact section, so it takes in consideration the corners, and there is a possibility to switch between the shapes. Also, we added the possibility for this weld preparation to give an offset, so there is no more you can create a weld preparation along the entire flange, but you can also give an offset at the start and at the end to have to specify a variable length for the weld preparation on the beam or on the plate. For the weld preparation on the plates, a new possibility is to get them also in NC.dxf file that some of our users are using to send the data to the machines at workshop. So you see an example here. Just press the NC.dxf button to get these files, and you can see the result in the what we call the document manager in Advanced Steel, where you really see in the DXF file all the description for the rail preparation, which can be straight and which can be curved also. So let me show you how this is working. Let's close this tool palette. I'm going to create just a beam. Let's give some coordinates to this beam. I'm going just to create a short beam, let's say. It can be this type of beam. It can be a bigger one, something like that. Okay. And for the features, it's available in the tool palette in this group, which is here. So you see you have now a unique group for the features with different colors, tools for beams and plates, tool for beams, and tool for plates. So here we have this new possibility, which is called now bevel cut. You can apply it, for example, here on this edge of the beam, and automatically you get a weld preparation which is created here on the top of the flange. By the way, you can notice that the display type of the beam has been changed to display the corner of the element. So this is also a new and nice possibility so that you better see the exact shape of your elements. So now we can change the size. We can, of course, increase the size, put an angle or a value, and automatically we get a bevel cut which is created here. I can create it also here. It's going to use the previous used value. I can also create it here, maybe with smaller value, like 3 by 3, and I get a bevel cut which is created automatically. If I make a zoom, I want to show you how you can also create it here, and you can even create it here on the corner, you see. So this is really nice tools we have here to create well preparation on the beam. Just let me show you also that you can create a bevel cut along a beam, but you can give here also an offset like 50 and 150 on the other side. So you see it can be along all the beam, or it can be just on a part of the beam. Now let me show you that it can be applied also. So you see the tool palette with this button, you can minimize it or not in an automatic way, so it's very user friendly. What I would like to show you is that I want to cut my beam. So we can add, for example, a shortening to this beam, something like that. I would like to give it an angle like 20. And now if I want to create a bevel cut, this is possible. I can also remove the offset here by entering value of 0, 0. It can be 5 and 5. And as you can see, it's working fine also, even if it's sloped. So if I create it also here, okay, and maybe I can create it here on the beam web, and this is done also in a very nice way. Now if I double click on this green shortening and change a little bit the value, you see it's going to change automatically. So this is really powerful tools we have now in Advanced 2014. Let me show you how this is working on a circular hollow section. I'm going to create a beam like that here. Maybe I can choose a bigger diameter. So we have a complete international catalogs which are available in Advanced Steel. It has been completed with additional section with this new release also. And now if I use this command, bevel cut, I'm going to pick the external side of the tube, and you see it's created automatically. So this is once again very nice, and if you want to create also inside, this is also possible, and it gives you a very nice result. Of course, everything will appear on workshop drawing. This is exactly these cuts which are going to be displayed and dimensioned automatically on your workshop drawings. Concerning the creation of bolts, hole and shear studs, we created a new command which is very helpful to create bolts, holes or shear stud on folded or twisted plates. So you can pick a line or arc or spline, give just the quantity and the distance between the elements, and they are going to be created automatically. So let me show you how this is working. For that, I'm going to open another file, which is this file. So I have two circles, one circle at the top, another circle at the bottom, and I have here one arc which is already in place, just to save some time. What I would like to show you is that it's very easy with Advanced Steel to create a conical folded plate. I can say I want to start from this circle which is here. I want to arrive at this bigger circle which is there, and now in the dialog box it's easy to enter the quantity of facet, the thickness of the plate. You can place it outside or inside of the circles, then just press OK, and this is created automatically. So you see this is an efficient tool which exists already since a long time in Advanced Steel. Now I would like to go back to the 2D wireframe to see the arc, and the new command is available here. So first you have to switch between bolts, shear stud, holes and so on, and then you have access to this command here with this new icon which is in the objects ribbon. So just follow the instruction here in the command bar. You need to select the folded plate, okay, then you can select the arc or the line or the spline. Let's go here for the arc. Now you can enter the quantity. Let's go for 12, and you can also specify the distance value between this hole. let's go for 120, we press enter, and automatically we have some holes which have been created here. So if they are too small, it's very easy to select them, and you can use also different tools which are here available. You can select the holes, make a right click, go to advanced properties and change the diameter afterwards to something like 20, and you get the right holes at the right place on this folded plate. So this is a nice tool which can be useful for many of our users. One of the main new features in Advanced 2014 is the taper beams. We created a new object type with a new command to create a taper beam. A taper beam can be made of different segments, so you can specify up to 5 segments. You have the possibility to specify fixed length for each segment. Of course, you can also give different values for the flanges. For the web, they can be straight or they can be variable. Concerning the flange, it can be made of plates or flat. It includes also weld preparation between the elements. If you need some weld preparation between the web plates, this is available in the dialog. And for that, you have many settings which are available for the weld definition. We have a new representation type, exact with edge feature, like I've shown you on the beam just a few seconds before. New possibility like this one to create hollow box. And of course, all the main functionality of Advanced Steel have been extended so that you can, as an example, search for taper beams. What is very important also is that we extended or we developed some many automatic joints so that they work fine on this new tapered beam object. So you can apply many automatic joints on a tapered beam. You can apply, for example, a base plate, a cap plate, or insert some stiffeners. You can use also automatic connections between two tapered beams, and you can use also these connections between a standard section like an eye or a tube and a tapered beam. Let me show you how this is working. So I'm going to create a new file, start with this template, and we are going to create a portal frame. So for that I need to start by creating the column. So the new tapered beam command is here. Just press the icon, and like a beam, you have to specify a start point. We can start at 0, 0. We can give a value. We can give a value to the top with the auto mode, and we can enter, for example, 4,500. And I get the tapered beam, which is created immediately. It has 3 segments. So now it's very easy here in the dialog box to select one line and to delete it, or we can also add a new segment. So in my case, if I want to have only 2 segments, just select the third line and delete it. Now I have 2 segments. And for each of them, I can specify the length. For example, for the first one, I can specify a length of 1,200. And if I want to keep this length, I can select this box, and this is now a fixed length. So if I change the size, the length of my entire beam, only this length, which is not fixed, will be changed. You can change also the start height. Here, instead of 250, I'm going to ask for 220. You can specify also the size here. You can specify the size at the end of the second segment. So you see, this is very easy to define. You can change also the web thickness. If you want to have a bigger web thickness for the first segment, this is easy to enter here the right value. You can change also the alignment of the entire tapered beam here with this tool. Of course, you can save this tapered beam in library, give it a name. You can find it here in your catalog. You can give a specific name if you want to see this name on the drawings or on bill of material. For the flange here, you can specify for the first flange and for the flange on the other side if you want to have them made of plates, and then just specify here the size of this plate. For example, if you want to have 250 here, you see this is possible to have variable size for the flange. But if you want to use some flats, just go here, and now you have access to a complete catalog of flat section. And it's easy to find and to select another one, like 150 by 15. It has been changed for this one. I can do the same for the next one. But as you can see, you have also a direct access to the one which are already in use in this project. So let's take this one. And for the other side, I can also specify what I want, or I can say I want the same as the upper flange. Many possibilities are offered here in this dialog box for the well cut, the bevel cut, and so on. I will not go too much in details right now, but as you can see, there are really many possibilities which are available. For the behavior, you can decide if you want to consider this taper beam as a unique beam, or if you want to split each element to have the workshop of each individual element. Now I would like to start creating the base plate. So let's go to the connection vault, which is also available here. I can go to base plate and use this automatic connection here on the base plate. A base plate is created automatically with some anchors, and we get the dialog box which appear. And now in this dialog box we can change anything. We can, for example, specify a different thickness, like 20. We can change also the size of the base plate. We can, for example, ask for stiffeners, ask for middle stiffener here, so we can choose on both sides, specify how many stiffeners we would like to get, give a value between them, specify the value of the height like that, the width also. You can ask for a corner, so you see you have really many possibilities to complete your base plates, and this is working very fine on my taper beam. So you see, you can rotate and see the result. All the flange and the web have been cut automatically. Now I would like to show you how I can create the taper beam. So it can be, for the rafter I mean, it can be also a taper beam. I can start with a right click to the node point, which is here. I can give it a length like that, give a value like 5,000, and I get again a taper beam which is created automatically. So here I can specify also how many segments I would like. Why not 3? The first one can have again a specific length like 1,000. I can fix this length, give a specific value for the height here at the start, like 450. Then it can be a specific height like 250, something like that. The same here. And it can have a specific length here at the end, like 550, which can be fixed, and it can be a different value like 500. So as you can see, it's really easy to define your taper beam. Of course, you can change it by moving the grip point like that. You can give a value and get a taper beam sloped here, like you can see it at screen. At any time you can also stretch an element. You can stretch the column to make it a little bit bigger if you want to get it like that. Let me show you now how I can connect the rafter to the column. We have different possibilities. We can choose, for example, the moment end plate connection, apply it between the column which is here and the rafter, and we get a connection which is automatically created between the two elements. So as you can see, one more automatic connection which is working fine here between the taper beams. You can then specify how many bolts group you would like to get, if they have to be centered. You can specify the quantity, the distance between them. Horizontally, you can also specify the value for the size of the end plate. So everything is working fine, and you have many possibilities which are available here in the dialog box. You can also ask for stiffeners. They can be horizontal or not. You can ask for stiffener at the bottom. Just check the right option, and you can also ask for slope stiffener, and they are created automatically. What is very nice is that if you modify any element, like the size of this tapered beam, instead of 450, I would like to have 500, the automatic connection is going to be updated automatically. So this is very powerful also here in our case. Now what I'm going to do is to copy all of that by mirror. So with Advanced Steel it's very easy. Just select what you want to copy. Use the Advanced Steel copy command which is there. And now in the dialog you can specify if you want to make a copy, an array, a rotate or a mirror copy. Let's go for a mirror. Now we have just to pick the point of the mirroring line. So once again with the contextual menu you have access to this point. You can specify a point like that, and you can press preview to see the result, and if the result is okay for you, just press OK and you get the half portal frame which is copied on the other side. So just to show you another connection, I can go back here in my connection vault and use another connection like the front plate splice. Select the rafter which is on the left, the rafter which is on the right, and automatically Advanced Steel is going to create the right connection. Once again, it's very easy to go through the dialog box to specify different distance between the balls, to say if you want to have them center or not. You can specify also. So as you can see, you have explicit pictures on the right, so it's really very easy to choose how you want to place all elements. Maybe a smaller value, something like that. You have also the possibility to ask for stiffener on the beam. It can be on one side, it can be on both sides, and they can be perpendicular or not on the tapered beam. So you see very powerful tools to create your tapered beams, very powerful tools to create your connections. You can even add some stiffeners. If I go here, we have the stiffener connection. We can apply stiffener on the tapered beam. We can specify a point like the midpoint here on the slope flange. Some stiffeners are created automatically. It can be on one side or on both sides. And as you can see, the length of the stiffeners has been calculated automatically. So one more time, if you double click on the tapered beam and decide to change the size here of the segment, for example, it can be here a little bit bigger, like 600, and here we can also keep 600. The length of the stiffeners is recalculated automatically, so this is really very powerful. What you can do also, you have access to a small sphere which is here. This is like the symbol of the stiffeners, so you can move this sphere. You can give a value like 100 to move the stiffeners, and once again they are recalculated automatically on the tapered beam. So concerning this tapered beam, you can specify a specific name. It will be displayed on all documents, drawings, bill of material, and so on. Of course, you get automatically all the workshop drawings for this type of elements with automatic dimensionings and labels. We announce also the compound beam bill of material so that it displays all the elements which are part of tapered beams. And what is nice also is that you can create automatically now NC files for tapered beams. The only restriction is that the tapered beam has to be a high section shape. By the way, we announce also all the possibilities for compound and welded beams. You have the possibility to delete now a previously saved section. You have new type which are available like asymmetric hollow, new option same as first when you define your different sections, and the settings when you change the layer or the material of a specific section is kept when you change the status of your compound beam. Some announcements concerning the custom connections which were introduced in the latest previous advanced release. New default to display the custom connection box if you want to display it when you save the connection or if you don't want to display that. One of the main announcements is that you can now include special parts in your custom connection, very useful for people having some example like that. This is a post of a railing with a special part to get the glass inside. We have also new bricks in the tool palette or enhancements in the existing bricks. Concerning the automatic macros, as you may know, Advanced provides many automatic macros for stairs, railings, bracing, trusses, and so on. So we added many options in this dialog so that it offers more choice to the end users. We also propose some new joints like this one, which is very useful for bolted purlin connection on rafter. And we also added many new options in existing connections. As an example, for the shear plate, you have many new options which are available. I let you read this enhancement. You have an illustration here of the new possibility that you can get with the automatic shear plate connection in Advanced Steel. For the base plate also, we added some new possibilities for galvanizing holes. A nice option also to remove the center bolts when you ask for different holes or different anchors. I can show you how this is working. Let me open a file. I'm going to take this file. This is a base plate created automatically with the base plate joint. And as you can see, in this case, I am asking for 3 anchors and 3 anchors like that. So I have one right in the middle, which is not necessary, which is in collision with the web. And in the previous release, you have no other choice than deleting the cuboid, deleting the anchor here, but you did not have anymore the automatic possibility given by the automatic connection. So now, if I double click to this cuboid to have access to the base plate connection, there is a new possibility here. If you go to anchor and bolts, sorry, this is here, you have to go to anchor parallel. You can remove the center bolt. So if you check this option, you see the center anchor is removed automatically. So it's just one option, but very useful for many of users for the base plate connection. Just to explain quickly, we added many options also in other connections like tube base plates for galvanizing holes. You can specify also a quantity of stiffeners. You can rotate it in case of circular hollow section. For binding plates, different new possibilities, as well for platform plates, where you have access now to all weld types. We arrive now to numbering, some enhancements. One interesting one is the fact that you can ask for 0. Here, when you run the numbering, you have these new options where you can ask for additional 0. You can ask for 2, 3, 4, 0, and the result is that you get numbers like 0001 and so on. You see the result, a possible result here in the model browser. Concerning the bill of material, some enhancements for when mapping plates to flat section. Now the result appears in the beam group together with the other flat section. We provide also a new BOM template, which is a site bolt location list. You can find the template here. It's not available yet in the quick documents, so you have to go to the BOM editor and you have access to this template, which name in English is point-to-point bolt list. You can specify how you want to display the bolt name in this list with a new default which is available in the GreyTech Advanced Manager 2014. Concerning the drawings, different enhancements, we deliver better drawing styles by default, and we also provide some new commands so that you can really get the best result when creating workshop and general arrangement drawing. One of these enhancements is the possibility to define your detailing direction. You have some new icons here which are available in the tool palette, and you can use these icons to define the orientation of your elements directly from your model. So you have some example here. You can check the result with this temporary displayed plane, which shows you how the element will be displayed on its workshop drawing. So it's very useful for beam, columns, also for railing, bracing, cage ladder. Any elements of your project can have its detailing direction defined by the user. Let me show you how this is working. I'm going to open a file, this one. In this file, it's going to make people doing stairs and rings happy. This is balance stairs. Okay, so I have the threads made of folded plate. I have the stringers. I would like to focus on this stringer which is here. So of course you can select the stringer. You have different tools here to display only the selected assembly. So you can just show it. So this is a nice tool because you see directly the stringer itself and all the elements which are shop, bolted or welded. We have the tool here, the icon, to make all visible again. And what I would like to show you is that we can place the UCS exactly where we want, so we can move it. My icon here is here now because I asked for 4 columns, so I can place it at the end of my stringer. Now I can also rotate it along Z, okay, along X, and this is how I want to see my stringer. So for that you need to go here and you have a new icon to define, because I want to ask for the assembly drawing of the stringer. There is the icon to define assembly detailing direction. So just pick the part, press enter, and that's done. If you want to be sure you did the right thing, you can select the elements and with a right click show assembly CS, and you have this temporary plane which show how you will see the stringer. So that's okay for now. So let's pick now the stringer and ask for its workshop drawing. For that, it's very easy. Just go to the quick documents, and here we can find many available styles, drawing styles, processes which are available so that you can create automatically your drawing. If you pick one of them, you have a preview here on the right showing possible results you can get by using this process. So let's use it. Let's press OK, and Advanced 2014 is going to create automatically the assembly drawing of this stringer. So it just takes a few seconds, calculating the right scale. And now if we go to the document manager, we have here the drawing which is up to date. We can open it here with this icon, but we can just preview the results, and you see it has been oriented like the XY of my plane. So this is a good result I get. Everything has been dimensioned automatically, labeled automatically. There is no need to open all the drawings. You can just preview them from the document manager. Now, imagine I would like to change the orientation of the stringer on my workshop drawing. So for that, it's very easy. You have just to place the UCS as you want to see the part. So I can use this icon to place the UCS here on along the stringer, along the handrail, and I can now rotate the XY. This is how I want to see, to display my stringer now on my drawing, like the XY plane with the X to the right and the Y to the top. So now there is no need to delay the drawing and to redo it. Sorry, I forgot also to say that now I want to define the new detailing orientation of my stringer like the UCS. I can display it with the right click and this option. So this is how I want to display the stringer. So no need to delay the drawing. The drawing just need an update. So it's easy now to update with or without Origin Cloud this drawing. And you see automatically now the stringer has been oriented like I specified it in my 3D model. So very efficient tool we have here to orient the part exactly as you want to get it on your workshop drawing. Some additional possibilities coming with Advanced 2014. There is a new default available in the GradTech Advanced Manager so that you can hide the folding lines in the views on your general arrangement drawing. So it gives a nicer result on your drawing by not displaying all the individual folding lines. For cameras, we have many users using cameras to create their views or details on drawings, different enhancements. You have a new presentation type. You can choose between circle and rectangle now. We have also a new token, which is camera description. For example, for a camera on base plate, you can call it base plate detail and display this token on the different elevation views, for example. And you can specify the scale directly from the camera dialog box. For the smart dimensions, the smart dimensions are the dimensions you add manually, but which are intelligent enough so that they update automatically in case of modification in your 3D model and automatic update of your drawings. So what we did, we have more OSNAP points now which are automatically recognized by smart points, and this is working fine, of course, for vertical dimension. For horizontal, all these dimensions have been created manually, and you have the drawing before the update and the drawing after the update. And you see it works fine also for sloped dimensions. So this is a nice feature we have here with Advanced Steel 2014. It works fine also for manual angle dimension, which are kept and updating during a drawing update. Concerning the import-export, you have the possibility now to export your data to a DSTV XML file for welding robots. So this is a nice feature we have here. The XML file contains all the information concerning the location of secondary parts and all the information concerning the welds, weld size, weld type, and so on. So for your information, it's based on the latest commitments from the DSTV group. We have a specific ribbon which is named Beam Center. Here you find all the possibility to import, export file formats such as CIF2, IFC, SDNF. We have also the possibility to create GTCX file, which is very useful to exchange a model between Advanced Steel and other software from the GradTech Advanced Suite like Advanced Design, Advanced Concrete. We use also this file format for exchanges with Autodesk Revit, and we use it also with some software like Beam Review or StreamWiz from ASCAD. And this has been extended so that we can now include in the GTCX file the weld information and also the drawings in one file. For the IFC, we include now twisted folded plates, so the IFC file is very complete. For people using Advanced Steel on its own CAD platform, we provide different enhancements such as PDF printing. There is now the possibility to use a batch plot and plot your file as a PDF from the document manager. We enhance the speed when creating PDF 3D files from your project. Different enhancement also for the print preview. I'll let you read this enhancement. And we enhance also the publish command so that it's more powerful for end users. We have also a new OSNAP points with this CAD platform, like the mid between 2 points and the from. We enhance also different OSNAP points like the perpendicular and intersection one. It works, for example, now on concrete objects. And for people using the XREF, we did different enhancements also when using XREF in your project. We have a render module. You can get nice render pictures. You can save them. Going together with this render module, we have also materials module, where you can use some already predefined materials, but you can also create your own material. You can give it a specific name, specific transparency, and you get immediately a nice render result. We have also some new possibility for lighting source. You see some example here, and you can get an even better render result. We also have an easier selection of objects in realistic mode. That means that when you are working in realistic visual style, it's much easier to pick the right object when you are using this visual style. So now we are almost at the end of the presentation. I'm sure you would like to ask this question: how can I get now advanced 2014? Well, I would say it's quite easy. If you are already a user and if you are under a valid maintenance contract, you will get your DVD. They will be sent at the end of October. So you just have to be patient 1 month, I would say, to get your DVD and install this great new release. You can also go to our GreatTech Advantage part on our GreatTech website, and you can download the release, or you can also install it online. It's a quick setup, a light setup. This is how it looks like the installation. You just choose your language and you can straight away start to install your software. By the way, you can install Advanced 2014, but you can install also Advanced Design 2014 and Advanced Concrete 2014, which also come with great new features. You can also get a free 30-day trial version. Just press this button here on our website, fill some information concerning your name, coordinates, and you will get access to this great new release. Okay, this is the end for this presentation of today. I was very happy to show you what we did for this new release, many great new features. I'm sure you will enjoy this new release. Thank you very much. I wish you a good day. Bye-bye.